Welcome to First and Gold, presented by Pickett Sports, presented by Goal Boys, breaking down week 10 of the NFL slate. We got Seahawks Bucks going on, so maybe we can talk some live betting too. The usual cast of characters, the best in the business, Mr. BradThomas, Matt Mcafee. Boys, week 10. We say it every week, but man, where does the time go?
It's crazy. It's crazy to think that we're really starting to talk about which teams are contenders and pretenders for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and tiebreakers, playoff scenarios, some of these teams just playing themselves out. We got Seahawks Bucks going on right now. Looking at the live line, Bucks are up 14-3. Seattle just made a long field goal. So it is Tampa 14, Seattle 3. Live line, Tampa laying 10.5. Total 36.5. Matt, if you had nothing in pocket, anything you jump in here in terms of the rest of this game?
Probably a Geno INT just because they're going to have to keep airing it out here. It's plus 140 right now, but locked. Once they open that up, I think that makes sense. Tampa Bay's already dropping 4, trying to just keep everything in front of them. If they go get points here, it really takes the running game away from Seattle. So, I think that's a good look at plus money. Unders potentially on the receiving for Tampa, and then maybe pop in some overs on rushing yards for like a Rashad White or a Lenny live stuff. I don't have those numbers right in front of me, but those are what makes sense for this game script.
Brad, anything for you? Side total with the numbers we got now, 10.5, 36.5.
I was looking at nothing side total. I was trying to see if I can get Geno Smith over passing attempts, but even at 35.5 is still a little high for me. I'd want it to be somewhere close to like 32. I'd see like 16, 17 more pass attempts minimum. I don't want to have to be kind of like battling and praying that it hits.
Interesting. Tampa's not a team that's great at running clock because they don't have a really good running game. So
no,
they're not going to team that's just going to line it up and run it 3 or 4 times in a row and just get big chunks. They're going to have to throw it, which, look, they can use the short passing game as their running game. They've actually moved the ball better today than they've moved it in a while, man. Watching them last week against the Rams, it was pretty painful, but they look pretty good today, so we will keep an eye on that game, and we got plenty of games to get to here. A lot of quarterback uncertainty between Stafford, Murray, Allen. Who else? Tannehill, who's playing. I guess we'll start with Allen. The line seems to suggest he's playing. We haven't gotten official word. 11:30 Eastern, we'll get the actives, inactives. Looks like he's going to be active. I don't know if there's any gamesmanship. Brad, you get the sense that Allen is starting here.
Yeah, I get the sense that Allen's starting. So basically, what I was hearing is they are not worried about any more damage should he throw, should he keep extending it, which for them, that makes them feel like we're in the clear, we're good to go. I don't understand it. Like, I honestly think that it's a bold, almost dumb move. You are a team that doesn't need to win this game. You are a legit contender for the Super Bowl. Sit him. Let him get healthy, even if it's just aggravating. Because we all know, we all play sports. Even if you're okay to play, but you're playing hurt, that pain is enough to throw you off your game. I know they have all kind of crazy drugs, but it's still enough mentally to throw you off.
Can linger too. Matt, what's your take here? Allen's probably going to play.
Yeah, I would think so. This line's bounced all over the place now, so I'm not going to get involved because I feel like if that 3.5 or whatever, that's so long gone now. I mean, you're just kind of like, am I getting the best of anything now? I guess you get the buy low spot here if you want to take the Vikings, but I don't know. If I'm the Bills, I would take, I would be conservative with Allen is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, yes. I was reading a couple things. I give him a week, 2 weeks, rest that thing up, come back fully healthy. But if they're not worried about it, they're not worried about it. Let him get out there and get things going. I mean, they're in a division race. Miami and New York are right on their heels. So I think if they had a 2 or 3 game cushion in the division, you might see him rest this week. But it's fascinating, and I'm enthralled with the Jefferson and Diggs kind of storyline here. The Cook brothers storyline as well. Like a lot of juicy storylines in this matchup. So
we would have gotten Keenum to Diggs too if Allen sat. We would have gotten a rebirth of the Minneapolis Miracle as a Viking fan. One of the great moments of my life. I actually think, I don't know. I come to my head. Allen probably plays. I get the sense this is maybe gamesmanship where they're doing this just to mess with the Vikings. I know they didn't elevate the other quarterback, and you're going to leave Allen as the backup. Maybe they feel he's okay to just, if Keenum ever got hurt, he's going to go in there and hand off again. Chances are he probably plays, but there's like 10, 20% of me that thinks maybe this is gamesmanship. For all the reasons you just mentioned, I just can't see them risking it for an out-of-conference game where you can win with Keenum. It's very odd.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough one. I think the Bills lean a little bit on the running game, try to protect Allen. Maybe we see Allen in a Barry Bonds-esque armor, and maybe just run him a lot today. I thought about maybe playing his rushing props because the hit, I mean, it's only in danger if it extends, right? Like if he takes a hit to the outside, he's okay. So, pad him up and
good point.
Just go some power running game, run some option offense, get on the edges. The Vikings struggle stopping the run anyway, so I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. It is fascinating though.
That's a good point, but here's like a not a counterpoint, but to add to your point, like the Vikings know his elbow is going to hurt. You got Zadarius Smith, you got Danielle Hunter. They're not going to be nice about it. They're going to hunt that elbow, which is even more reason to sit him. I don't know. All right, we can start with the games that haven't started yet. We'll go in order here. Jags in Kansas City. We haven't gotten a 10, which I thought we might. It is KC -9.5. The total 51.5. The Chiefs, you think of them as this powerhouse at home. Their home games have not been dominant, have not been impressive. Whether it was the Titans last week, whether it was the Raiders, they had to come from behind. The Chargers early in the year, they had to come from behind. But they're laying 9.5 against the Jags. Brad, start us out here, Jags and Chiefs.
Yeah, so ultimately, I do lean Kansas City. If I look at this game and I think about it, it's not a primetime game for Kansas City. This kind of strikes me as one of those games where, you kind of forget about it on the slate and you look back and you look at the box score and you're like, holy hell, the Jags are down 30 right now. But from a betting standpoint, I actually found something that I'm a little bit more comfortable in playing, and that's Juju Smith-Schuster over 62.5 receiving yards. So we already know Mecole Hardman is out of the game. That's about 23 to 35 yards of production right there. If you look at the game logs for Juju, since that statement was made about you never know what fantasy player to start by Patrick Mahomes, he went 5 for 5, and so 5 catches, 5 targets, 113 yards. One of that was a 42 yards, so that one we could discount that a little bit. But the next 2 games, 8 targets, 7 receptions, 124. The next game, 12 targets, 10 catches, 88 yards. Hit this all clear. I like what Juju's bringing to the table. They're using him as a big physical presence, which is kind of nice because you're going to get those 15-yard passes and he just goes out of bounds and you don't have to worry about him getting hurt. Just jujuing out instead of those deep balls that are not as accurate.
Matt, what do you like for this game?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs can cover this number. Doesn't seem like a good spot for the Jags here. I think I'm not going to have a play on the side just because it's uptick to 10 on DraftKings. So I guess if you like the 9.5, grab it now as the late money seems to be moving the number here, or maybe DraftKings just has some liability on KC, but you would think that they'll do well. I like the Juju angle. He's getting some.
You saw that, right? You saw that?
God.
What are we doing?
So Tampa's up 14-3. They're driving probably inside the Seattle 25. Brady hands the Fournette. Fournette lobs maybe the worst pass you'll ever see. Underthrows this guy by 8 yards and it gets picked off. So Seattle's got the ball back. What the hell was that?
What was that? You're driving. Like, this is bonehead decision.
Now we got a flag here. I don't know what the flag
is. Probably personal
foul.
They should have flagged that pass for being so terrible. That should be a penalty.
Yeah, I'm firmly in the Seahawks bandwagon on this one.
Why would you give them any momentum? And you're throwing it to Tom Brady. Like, you're not throwing it to Josh Allen. Like, oh my God, guys.
And it's
This
going to
is
be
the most
tripping
frustrating.
on.
We're melting down. I love it.
Tampa's walking off the field. They call tripping on somebody. It's not going to
Tom Brady.
Interception. Oh, it's on Brady. Oh, they threw it to Brady. I didn't even see that. Jesus.
Brady catching a pass, huh?
Brady with the tackle. So you can cash your over 0.5 Brady tackle props right now.
Plus 1,000.
Wow.
Was it a disqualifiable play? Like, get him out of there.
No, it was feet got tangled. I mean, it looked something.
Then...
It wasn't egregious.
All right, I'm locking in Geno Smith over 34 and a half passing attempts.
So Seattle's still alive here. They are pinned back inside their own. I want to say they got it like they're 6 or 7, but Tampa really had a chance there with a touchdown to make this game pretty much over. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. So, were you done on the Chiefs, Matt? Are you good?
I mean, I was just saying I kind of agree with Brad with the Juju Smith Schuster angles, like his receptions. I like the receptions more than the yards personally, just because he runs a lot of 3 to 8 yard routes. Now, if he breaks a couple and gets you a 15 or 20 yard gain, great. But he's not really running downfield. Maybe we see Mahomes take a chance. With a deep ball here. I'm not sure how Jacksonville will play him. Most teams do keep the 2 deep safeties and just try to keep it in front of them. So I don't have a great feel on how they'll defend the Chiefs. So I just want to, and now it's dropped back down to 9.5. So it's weird. It's kind of bouncing. I guess that's that point of resistance there is the 10.
Which I can understand. I was on a show yesterday. I was like, hey, I like the Jags. 9.5 doesn't do anything for me. The Jags have burned me a bunch of times, whether I'm on them or against them. But that 10 is hard to pass up. So I can understand grabbing the 10.
Yeah, I think so. And gosh, it's Kirk's receiving yards. I looked at like 3 times. It's like 63 or 64 yards. Like, that's pretty low for me. I think he can clip that. But yeah, nothing that really stood out. So I'm fine to move on.
Quickly here, first touchdown. Kelsey, the short shot, plus 550. You don't have to go on for long, just quick, 15 seconds. Either one of you, anything that catches your eye?
Yeah, my quick one is just Kadarius Toney. They used him a little bit last week. Now no Mecole Hardman. I feel like he's a good plug and play to do basically the exact same thing that Hardman was doing.
Okay, Matt.
Justin Watson, 25 to 1. I don't hate that.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, he runs some deep routes. They got like 3 guys that can run deep routes now with Toney and MVS and Watson. And I know Watson's always Mahomes at least gives him a chance. He's targeted him a lot. Not like Kelsey a lot, but he gets targeted when he's on the field because he always gets the most favorable matchup, I think. So I think that might be worth a look.
Mahomes 30 to 1 on FanDuel. I had him last week. He didn't score the first one, but he did score. I think it was the second Chiefs touchdown late in that game on a scramble. So Mahomes is a guy who's cashed in the past. So maybe Mahomes 30 to 1 is interesting, but we can move along here as the Seahawks, I think, have a first down. Geno with a first down run here. I still can't believe that called that play. Just one of the
and a flag.
Ones. Oh, we got unnecessary roughness. So Seattle's got a little life here. Down 11. Yeah. Maybe get a little drive going. I think they're at the point of the game now, and this obviously is relevant to the spread where if they score a touchdown, they'll probably go for 2 to get it within 3. So keep an eye on that. Texans and the Giants. Giants now minus 5.5. We saw this start at 6, maybe 6.5. Got bet down to 4.5. Now we're sort of in the middle here, 5.5. Total 41.5. Brad, Giants, Texans. What do you got?
Oh, man, this one was a tough one for me. I didn't know how to bet this. I will say when I came to this game, I kind of blanked. I initially was like, is this too many points to give a road team like the Texans? But then the Giants have the quality. They're coming off a bye. So I probably lean Giants here, but no bet for me.
Yeah, I'm okay betting the G-Men here. I haven't locked it in. Don't know if I will lock it in, but it seems like a good spot. Bounce back. I don't know if the Texans are going to be able to keep this thing. I don't want to say they'll run away with it, but I like the Giants to win this thing like 24-14 kind of a game. So 5 is no man's land. You're either going to be no sweat or you're going to be a loser coast to coast like the whole way. So I think I can get behind the Giants here at this spot. Five's not too bad.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about laying the 6. Just for like, hey, the Giants, who are they to be favored by 6 over anybody? They don't expecting them to win by margins, asking a lot, but it's a good matchup. Texans are bad against the run. Barkley can run it all over them. We know Martindale is probably going to blitz Mills. We'll see how Mills responds to that. Texans are a bad team, so the Giants will win. Whether they win by 3, 7, 10, we'll see. I would lean towards the Giants, though, as well. Anything for first touchdown score? Barkley had a short shot, obviously. At let's see, probably he's plus
4-1. Yeah, 4-1 for me.
Even Danny Dimes is 6-1. That's nasty.
That's egregious. Come on.
Yeah, so
10 to 1 on FanDuel. So obviously, always shop around.
There you go. FanDuel. That's you got good value there.
Yeah, nothing for me. Nothing really stood out unless I'm taking Daniel Jones. I may or may not play Daniel Jones rushing at some point, but I probably want to get it live. You can kind of tell, like, when Daniel Jones is having one of those days with his feet, oh, you know it. And the line will probably be sitting somewhere around 30, and I'll be glad to take it.
Yeah, Seattle keeps moving the ball here, man. I really like that second half under 21.5, but and the clock keeps moving. I put a little bit on it, but, it's like Seattle drove, Tampa drove, Seattle's driving again, and we're sitting here with 3 points with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Not that it is definitely going to stay under, but keep an eye on here. Seattle looks to get back in the game. Moving along, Bears laying 3, total 48.5. This is a play I do have a game on. I took the 3 with Detroit. I worry about Detroit. They're slow on defense against Fields. That's an issue. Goff outdoors in the cold. That's an issue. I just look at it like these teams are not equal. These teams are equal. Home field is not worth 3 points. So I will take the 3 with Detroit. Matt, Detroit and Chicago. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, if you're getting 3, that's nice. I almost would say, like, put Detroit on a teaser. That makes a lot of sense to me, especially if it's moving down to like 2.5, which I'm seeing it is on DraftKings. I think that this is going to be a really if you love running backs and running quarterbacks, and this is going to be your type of game. I think we'll see big days out of our favorite touchdown vulture, Jamal Williams. I'm playing him for 2 touchdowns today.
Oh,
nice. Bears getting rid of Roquan Smith in the middle of that defense, that hurts. It hurts their running defense. So I think Williams is a good look. Fields has really found himself. They figured out a way to get the best out of him. I think he ran for like 500 yards against the Dolphins last week. So this will be a fun game. I think over 48.5 is a good play. I don't know why it's so low. I mean, we've talked about overs in Lions games the whole year. Probably because perception is the Bears are still kind of like clunky and can't score, but we've seen that they've been able to lift the lid here. And so 48.5, what do we need here? 26, 23 type of a game. I mean, that cashes us. Like, I think over is a great play in this game.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you. The only concern, of course, is the same concern I have with the Lions bet, and that Goff is just not the same quarterback outdoors. He's just he's a little cold. He's a little California soft. Let's just be honest. He's a little soft.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on the Bears here. I got Bears -3 plus 100. I do like the over as well. Weather's solid. It's gonna be 38 degrees. Normal Chicago weather, but not super windy or whatever. I like the Bears. The Bears have improved scoring. They've improved their mentality. You see Justin Fields is taking that next step. Over the past 5 weeks, there hasn't been a quarterback in the NFL better than Justin Fields. And who would have thought we were saying that? Detroit's not playing at home, so they don't get the courtesy of Ford Fields here. And another play, so I can be brief on this, Justin Fields over 9.5 carries. The line's still available around -120, -130. Justin Fields has been clearing this with ease. And the low spread on both sides indicates that it's going to be a closer game, allowing him to stay in the game. So we're not going to see too much of that, oh, we just got to air raid or we got to protect the clock. So I'm liking his over as well.
Joe Buscaglia, I think, is a Bills writer. He just tweeted out 3 minutes before inactives come out, Still no sign of quarterback Josh Allen on the field for pregame warmups. I got a
Man.
feeling it's a little gamesmanship. I just have a feeling.
Yeah, it's
Maybe grab the 7 now with Minnesota if you can. And hey, if he plays and you don't want it, you can just get off at 7 and drink the juice. Maybe you got a good bet. I got a feeling he doesn't play. Again, I have no information. Maybe he
right.
plays and I look like an idiot. I don't know.
I call my guy season ticket holder in Buffalo and see he's at the stadium, so we'll find out. He could tell me if he comes out late, and I'll send it out as quick as I can. But yeah, why risk it? And other than the fact that you've got the guys, you know, they are breathing down your neck, and you would think that they're both. I just think long term your division chances, whether or not you get the home field or not in the playoffs, I don't think it really matters. Like I think his health is all that matters for your chances. Like so, give him a week or two to just rest. Hell, give him 3 or 4 weeks. Like if that's what it takes. Like hey, your goal is a Super Bowl. So these games here in the middle of November, yeah, they'll matter in terms of seeding, but they won't matter ultimately too much because they've proven they can go into Arrowhead and get a win. You know, it's what road game in the playoffs are they scared of? Like I still think they're a favorite or a pick 'em anywhere in the league at any point if they have healthy Josh Allen. So that's the key. Healthy Josh Allen. I would rest him. So you might be talking me into, and we keep fading Minnesota every week, but like, hey, are they? The metrics say they're not good, but something they're in there. They're close. They're winning these games. Like so, yeah. Grab the touchdown, and if Keenum goes into your pocket and beats you by 8, like I think you can live with that. Like yeah.
And he is active, so he's officially active, but still no sign of him in warmups.
They probably just didn't want to sign a quarterback off the practice squad.
I remember it was a Belichick game. Remember that game Brissett started when they had Garoppolo, Brady was suspended, Garoppolo was hurt, and then they started Brissett and they didn't sign a backup. They're like, hey, if Brissett gets hurt, we're screwed anyway. Why waste a roster spot? I feel like maybe that's the thinking. Although Barkley's not a bad third stringer at all. That's actually, I think he's the third stringer. That's not bad. So keep an eye on it. It's interesting. This is very fascinating. I don't know enough about the pregame rituals where if he's not on the field warming up by now, is that extremely unusual? Is that not that unusual? I don't know that much about that. Brad, did Tampa just recover a fumble here?
They did, and I'm still confused why they're hanging Leonard Fournette 72 yards out right now. Like I feel like I'm gonna put a half a unit on that. He's at 57. He was running well. Yeah, I don't understand why would I not.
That was Seattle's chance to get back in the game. So, boy, this is an under better's wet dream. Tampa with a long drive ends in no points. Seattle gets pinned back. Seattle drives. That drive ends in no points. And you're sitting here, they're just driving to nowhere, both teams. So we're still at 14-3. Tampa with the ball deep in their own territory. We should probably anything first touchdown just quickly. Bears Lions. We probably got to pick up the pace. I'm probably ready.
Yeah, I'll be quick. I liked Cole Kmet. He's a good price. He scored 3 touchdowns in 2 games. He's starting to get involved in the offense more, and it's better price than playing Justin Fields.
Matt.
Jamal Williams.
Jamal Williams is not a bad answer.
Bank it. Boom.
This next game's frustrating.
1 yard touchdown, Jamal Williams.
We've seen it plenty of times. Let's move on here. This next game is frustrating because I wanted to tease the Steelers more than I got down. They were +1. Now they're -1. I totally understand it. To me, Dennis Allen and Andy Dalton as road favorites outdoors with Watt back. I didn't see it. So I like Pittsburgh in this game. Now you're laying 1 instead of getting 1. It takes out a teaser range, but I would still lean towards Pittsburgh here. Matt, start us off here quickly. Saints and the Steelers.
I'll just play the Steelers on the money line. I think the Saints, short week. Steelers, are they off a bye? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, Steelers massive rest advantage here. Home team, it'll be loud and rowdy. Is it Dalton tonight, or are they going with
the Andy Dalton experience?
Yeah, so I mean, until they decide that hey, let's play Jameis Winston, he must really be hurt, and they're not telling us or something.
I thought a couple weeks ago I saw he was cleared, but just flat. Now it's to the point where he's cleared, but he's benched.
He's cleared, but he's benched. And I mean, I don't know what Andy Dalton has to do to get benched. Like,
Yeah,
if
he's
he's
probably
missing,
getting there. I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same guy. It's the picture of it's the Office meme where Pam's looking at the painting. It's like it's the same painting.
it's
It's
the
Andy
same.
Dalton and Jameis Winston. It's the same thing.
I think that Jameis Winston, yeah, you live with the variance. Like,
Yeah,
you know, he's either gonna have a spectacular game or he's gonna get you beat. But like Andy Dalton, just he's too safe. Like
right.
he's not gonna make the plays that are necessary to keep you in the game. So I I think the under 39 probably is a good look because both of these defenses can play. You know, and kind of suppress the scoring here. So if this game is 16-13, I wouldn't be shocked. And yeah, I would lean Pittsburgh because they're at home because they have the rest, and I also lean the under.
Yeah, not a game I want to watch too much of. But Brad, anything here, Saints and Steelers?
No, I do lean Steelers. I do think getting Watt back is such a massive advantage. I'm just not in love with what we've seen from the Saints. Like every week I talk about this where we were expecting this super dominant Saints team, and I have yet to be impressed with anything that I've seen from the Saints. So even with this rookie quarterback here for the Steelers, I still am confident that the Steelers are the better team, at least going to come in here better. TJ Watt is that important, that integral to the offense there, but pass for me from a playing standpoint.
It's Tampa here with a first down, and they are looking to end this quarter in Seattle territory. So Seattle missed an opportunity to get back in this game as it's 14-3 Tampa. Anything quickly, first touchdown score on this one?
Nothing for me unless you play Taysom Hill, I think, or Joel Johnson's fine too, I guess.
Kamara, the short shot at plus 550. Matt, quickly, anything first touchdown?
I kind of think let's go Deontay Johnson first touchdown. I like it.
What price are you seeing on that one?
I'm seeing plus 950. I shop that around, but I kind of like it.
Okay. Moving along, the 3.5, the hooks are gone. I could see why. Browns and Dolphins laying 3. To me, these are teams pretty much dead even. It's typical NFL where one team's gotten the bounce of the ball to go their way. The Browns have not. Yeah. I think the Browns have sort of turned a corner defensively the last couple of weeks. They played well Halloween. They played well against the Ravens. At 3, you're cutting it close here. I would still lean towards the Browns, but obviously the difference between 3.5 and 3 is enormous. Matt, this is your squad. Start us off here, Dolphins and the Browns.
So if you want the hook, you can grab it at DraftKings. It's still available, minus 115. I think, yeah, you got to play the hook here in Cleveland. Miami will play the game. You saw what happened with Chicago, and like for no matter what, Miami's in a game. Like even though their wide receivers absolutely petrify me. I don't think our secondary can hold up, but I don't think their line can block Clowney and Garrett. So like I think Tua's going to get tore up back there. It's going to be a lot of quick routes. So maybe play instead of going like yards necessarily for Waddle and for Hill, who I think yes they blow it up and have a big play at any time, of course. But I think the routes are going to be quick. They're going to be 1-2, get the ball out of Tua's hand as fast as we can. And so I would look at over on their receptions. And I think the Browns, if they're smart, will, just drop everybody and rally up and make the tackle. And on the Brown side of things, I think Nick Chubb destroys this defense. I think he'll have 100 yards and 2 touchdowns today. So, yeah, I like this game a lot. This is my team, and I've got a little investment in the Dolphins futures. So this is my favorite game of the slate. I hope the Browns can squeak out a win here as a fan, but I think the Dolphins ultimately get the win, but the Browns get the cover. So maybe like a 27-24 kind of game where the Dolphins get the win.
Yeah, I like the Browns to cover here. Would I bet it? Probably not. But Matt, your price, Nick Chubb and a touchdown, 100 and a touchdown is plus 200. I don't think that's a bad look at all. This is the first week where all these specials for the Dolphins that I've been playing, I'm actually not going to play them. Tyreek Hill, 100 and a touchdown, it's plus 190, not playable. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, although I think it hits both to get over 80 yards plus 200. Big difference in plus 300. If I were to play anything in this game, like I'm going to be on total agreements with Matt. It's the short shots. And you have to remember that you're getting limited opportunities here because the Browns are going to run the ball primarily. So if you want to play props, I wouldn't think about yardage. I would think about just short, quick, small shots like reception, something that doesn't need a massive amount of time to hit.
The Jacoby Brissett revenge game too, and Brissett's actually played pretty well this year. I think he's been a little underrated. Everyone talks about the Geno Smith resurgence. Brissett's played okay. Matt would know better than me, but at least from when I've watched him, he's been serviceable.
Yeah,
yeah.
Serviceable is the great word. Like he literally.
Which, hey, it's a backup quarterback. That's all you can ask for is, hey, just give us a shot.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been more about the special teams and the defense. We've been in every game this year, and Jacoby, you can't really blame him. He, like you said, he's played above expectation. He's been better than several starters this year too. So, yeah, it's to me. I don't know how much of a revenge angle is there for him. Like,
it's just a joke.
I'm like, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, what's the weather in Miami? Is it hot down there today?
I literally just, it's 82 degrees, but there's cloud cover. So it's not going to be as bad as the typical Miami.
Yeah. So we're not sitting there baking in the sun at 1 o'clock in 100-degree heat. Like, I mean, that's a big factor for Cleveland to go down there and, and deal with that heat. So, yeah, that's good. The weather's that's an advantage for the Browns there. Then but yeah, first touchdown. I'm going Chubb. I'm not overcomplicating it.
Yeah, I like Chubb as well. He's like the only answer. Tyreek Hill's too short for a guy who doesn't score enough, and Mike Gesicki's price is no longer in the 22s. So yeah, Chubb is the answer for first touchdown.
If you like the Jacoby Brissett revenge angle, 31-1 first touchdown for Brissett, who gets a few more than people might think. Moving along here, boy, Buffalo just went to 4.5 on FanDuel. Something's going on. Somebody knows something. Are you guys seeing this move with Buffalo, Minnesota?
Oh yeah, I see Buffalo's climbing down on my end too.
All right, somebody knows something. Wow. This is very fishy all the way around. We pretty much touched on this game. We gave our thoughts. Is this just a stay away because we don't have the information?
Yeah, probably a stay away for me. Like there's too much. Wait, now Buffalo's down to 6. It was 6.5, 6, 5, 3. Wow, it's climbing on my end. Definitely a stay away from me. Like I don't want to bet on a Bills team with or without Allen. Like I need to know. It's not an either or. I don't think their lineups as interchangeable as we want to believe it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still seeing a 6.5 for Minnesota. So if they're dropping,
I'd probably play that.
FanDuel just went to 4.5.
Well, yeah, you can get 6.5 on. I think I might just
lay the 4. Hey, this is where it helps to have multiple outs. If you have multiple outs and you got the money in there, just lay the 4.5, take the 6.5, and just sort of forget about it, and hopefully it lands in the middle.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a slice of this Vikings plus 6.5 here on DraftKings at -110. So I'm happy to buy in. I think he's not going to play based on all of this stuff, or if he is, he's going to be limited. And maybe the Bills will win a lower scoring game where it's kind of run heavy. But maybe take all unders on like Stephon Diggs stuff, like fade Diggs tonight or today. Fade any pass catcher for Buffalo really. Because this is telling you that Allen's either limited or the game script's going to be more about running the ball. Yep.
And if he was not healthy, and again, we're beating a dead horse, but if he was not 100% healthy, I would think they would not bother. My guess is he doesn't play again. This is just a guess, but very strange all the way around. Just quickly, first touchdown. Anything catch your eye?
No. Maybe I'll just run it back with my guy. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Tight end, long hair. Hawkinson. Yeah. With my guy Hawkinson. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Now I think a sneaky one, maybe Cook, James Cook, and Dalvin Cook. You just split your bet.
Yeah, Cook brothers.
Cook gets first touchdown. Yes. Like
They
that way, you
couldn't
don't care which team gges the ball first. You got a horse on on both. And I do think that I like this Buffalo. Like Cook, Buffalo Cook is 850 on FanDuel. I like that as an anytime touchdown score. Like
Yeah.
I lock that in as just a straight. I played them each to score a touchdown on FanDuel. I think I got like 18-1 on that as like a little parlay. That was nice. But yeah, just run the ball, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Touchdown Tampa Bay. There is a flag. I'm not sure who it's on. If that
Touchdown stands.
touchdown
they
stands,
said.
the game's over. Tampa's going to win the game. It's only a
Who
matter of the
scored
final
it?
score. Looked like Godwin.
Chris
got it.
Godwin.
So Tampa's going to win the game. I'll say this right now. Tampa's going to win this division now. They're 5-5. It looks like they're at least a little back on track to get to 8-9 wins and probably win this division. So Tampa's in good shape here. Seattle had a chance to get back in it, but fumbled a couple possessions ago. Tampa's been the better team all day. Tampa, this is pretty much the best they've looked all season.
Let's go.
Moving
Bucks.
on, we got like 20-something minutes left. We got a bunch of games, so
Yeah.
I'll try to go quicker as I'm probably rambling too much. Raiders in the Colts. Who's a bigger mess? I have no idea, but let's see what you guys think. Brad, 4.5, total 41.5. The Raiders and the Colts.
Yeah, go ahead and just give me the Raiders here -4. It's gonna be fade Saturday. Like I don't care. This man with zero coaching experience coming in here for the Colts. And on the Raiders side, they do have the pieces. Terrible coaching. I'm gonna go ahead and call a spade. Terrible coaching, but the pieces should prevail. A play that I'm officially on is Carlson over 1.5 field goals. Hit this in every game but 2 now.
I like that.
One of them where he was shut out, and this is the first week where we got it playable at -125.
Very nice, Matt.
Yeah, Raiders. I mean, Devontae Adams, like you saw what he did like last week. I think he just has another monster game. But Indy, how prepared are they really going to be here? Like, and they know the season's over. It's if they can get up off the ground here, like I don't know, a trip to Vegas sounded pretty good. It snowed this week in Indy. You get to go out to Vegas for the weekend and hopefully have a little bit of fun. Systems probably aren't quite in place yet. Saturday,
I think they fly out pretty late. I'm pretty sure they do that just for that reason where, hey, we get in the night before, no shenanigans, which is probably pretty smart.
Yeah,
you're probably right. But yeah, it was, to me, there is zero, like I told you guys last week and the week before with the Colts, like they're done. Like stick a fork in them. They cannot even get the ball over, midfield, like let alone score touchdowns. And, the Raiders, while they don't get you too excited, I mean, as long as Carr throws it up to Devontae Adams, that is better than anything the Colts can offer right now. So I'm just hoping he does it about 12 times. Adams gets another, $150 and a couple tutties. That's what I'm betting. Just Devontae Adams props all day long.
Sorry to keep going back to this, but Elena Getzenberg is a Bills reporter. She tweeted out a couple minutes ago, Case Keenum is on the field warming up with the receivers. Josh Allen still yet to be on the field today.
He's done. He's not playing.
He's not
playing. Fascinating. It really is. This is all gamesmanship, I think.
It's 5.5 now on DraftKings. So, I mean, I'm glad I grabbed that 6.5.
I think they're splitting in the middle. They're saying we don't know. We're just going to play in the middle. We'll let you guys decide if he's playing or not. I think that's how they're playing it.
I grabbed some 6, whatever.
Yeah, I could see that.
If like I said, Case Keenum goes into your pocket, you're okay with it. Like there's these certain spots where quarterback matters. It's extremely important. So if the backup QB beat you, you can go to sleep tonight just fine. So
plus you can buy back. It's going to close 3 or 3.5 if we get a word that Allen is not starting. It's going to, or you could just do live betting where you're going to have some ways to at least get off of that.
Yeah, let's hope Minnie gets the first touchdown, and then you can then just grab the
Buffalo at plus money or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
A game I don't really want to watch is the Broncos and the Titans. This is a good teaser leg in my opinion. Broncos, you could tease that up. Other than that, I don't really want a whole lot to do with this. Broncos really good on defense, really bad on offense. Brad, start us off here. Titans and the Broncos.
Yeah, this was my one of my circa picks here. I went with the Titans. Titans did me right the last couple of weeks, so I'm going to keep riding them out until the wheels fall off here. The Broncos have not been good at stopping the run, and more importantly, now they are without Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb is a disruptor when he's healthy. He's a disruptor, but he makes life easier for the other players on that line. Without them, I think they're going to need a lot to step up to stop this Titans team. Titans have finally found their groove. They're a lock to win their division. Other teams are basically saying, I quit. This is your division. The Broncos have yet to do anything that's impressed me. Especially losing Bradley Chubb, that's just another piece on their defense. And it's not like we need Tannehill to go out there and beat him with his arm. So go ahead and give me the Titans -2.5.
This, I think the coaching mismatch is what's got me in this one. Like the Broncos are a lot better. I think their defense can kind of contain and keep this score down. And can Russ make just enough plays like to get this win? I see it, but like, gosh, Vrabel, man, he's going to be in the game. It's going to be close. I don't. It's tough. Denver's off a bye too, right? Am I right about
yeah,
that?
they are.
Yes,
they are.
unfortunately for all of us, they only have one bye this season. They should get like 5 or 6 byes.
Yeah.
A lot of byes for Denver.
The
Yeah, they earned
games
it.
were the
That was
buys.
I think I'll take the points with Denver here. Off the bye, I think Tennessee coming off a big game, prime time against the Chiefs and stuff. Like, yeah, you're coming back home. It's probably a get right spot, but I think this is a very, very, very close game the whole way. So if I'm catching 2 points, that might be enough. It just might be enough. So I'll take Denver with the extra rest.
Just like 10 seconds each. Anything first touchdown for you guys?
Nothing for me. I just want to know if anybody's playing Burke's first touchdown, him coming back first game.
I didn't.
I'm not playing anything in this game, though. I just was wondering.
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's hard to look at. There's not a ton of value here.
Boy, anyone has Kenneth Walker over receptions. Every time I look up, he's catching like a 6-yard pass. How many catches does he have? Does he have 20 catches on this drive?
I saw his
Kenneth Walker, 6 catches, 55 yards.
His live yards at halftime were 8.5.
8.5, yep.
Wow.
That's gross. I wish I would have got that. I looked at that too, and I'm like,
I need some incomplete passes though by the Seahawks team, or if I want to cash this Geno Smith over passing attempts. Need like 3 incompletions. 3 incompletions, 6 more passes. We get 1 more drive, we'll cash.
Yeah, it's too bad Seattle fumbled on that drive or that last drive, because we could have a nice ending here. But Tampa's been the better team. I mean, they're going to
lean on it.
Dominated. Yes. All right. Anything else on this game as we move along? First and Gold, presented by Pickett Sports, presented by Go Boys. Don't forget, download the Pickett app for all your line shopping, bet tracking, bet splits, everything you need. Pickett Sports, it's free to download. Are we good? Should we move on?
Yeah, I'm down to move on.
Yep.
All right, here. Cardinals, Rams, another game with quarterback uncertainty. I don't think either starting quarterback plays.
No.
I bet under 40 last night, down to 38.5. I still wouldn't go over. You're cutting it close. We're still seeing 3. I would lean with the dog. Brad, start us off here. Cardinals in the Rams.
I'm going to play the Rams just because if both quarterbacks are out, both are probably going to have both the 2 options I wouldn't consider serviceable on most teams. So it's going to be a battle of the defenses. And you're just going to have Aaron Donald pin his ears back against a backup quarterback all game at home. Yeah, I'm taking the 3. The line actually moved. I took it at 2.5 or 1.5. It's actually moved to 3, but I'm still okay with taking the 3.
Touchdown Seattle's looks like they're going to go for 2 to cut it to 10. So maybe at least get a backdoor cover, as Tampa's probably still going to win this game. Matt, anything for you?
Who scored that Seattle touchdown? I'm not even watching.
Somebody on the Seahawks.
Lockett.
Somebody on the Seahawks. I like that.
I think it was Doug Baldwin.
Doug Baldwin, yeah. Oh man, yeah. I think Colt McCoy is one of the best backup quarterbacks. I think there's not a massive drop off. I know Murray gives you a lot more mobility, but gosh, like it's all off script. It's all off script with Murray. You know what I mean? Like he's not getting you.
Matt said not much drop off. That kind of caught me for a little bit. He said not much drop off to Colt McCoy. I love it.
Yeah, no, honestly, like I've never been a big Kyler Murray guy. I think he's too
Fair.
small. Everything's off script with him. It's when the play breaks down and he gets to escape out of the pocket and run at the line of scrimmage is where he's been. If you keep him in the pocket, yeah, he's pretty ineffective. I think Colt McCoy will be. I think he'll be okay. I think this is good for DeAndre Hopkins too. I think he'll get more involved. I think they'll lean on him heavily. I think this is good for the Rams running backs if Warford is playing or because Stafford. I mean, as much as he'll give you that head scratching INT, but he will at least air it out and give you some changes. So with I would lean Rams running backs, and I'm not at all scared of playing DeAndre Hopkins here because I mean, what did Colt McCoy play last year? 3 games.
Yeah, he went 2-1.
Yeah.
He screwed me a couple times. I had great closing line value in the contest and everything.
Yeah.
And boy, he stuck it to me every single time.
Yeah.
Not one time Carolina blew him out, but the other time he won in Seattle, I think. He played great. He won a game in San Francisco. Played great.
Yeah, if Murray has a bum hamstring and can't run, you can't play him.
You don't want him anyway, for
he's
sure.
He's not an NFL player at that point. Like if
True.
he can't run, he's
yes.
Yeah, so I think I like Colt here. I think
Good
this
point.
is a decent spot. I would buy Cardinals stock right here. I know Cliff. It's another thing like with that, like the Vrabel Hackett thing. Like I think McVay versus Cliff, there's a big coaching advantage, but I maybe the Rams are the right side just because you got Aaron Donald and the better coach, but let's not pretend that home field has any advantage at all. Not that the Cardinals will have traveling fans that will go fill that thing up, but yeah, it's probably just a stay away from the side or total. Just attack player props. Like I think, like I said, Rams running backs, play Zach Ertz, play DeAndre Hopkins, and I think you'll be happy.
Fair.
First touchdown, just quickly, 10 seconds. Anyone?
No one for me. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, Hopkins.
Hopkins
I think he has a big day.
So are you still? Yeah, you're still down with Hopkins, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, I'm playing his 2 touchdowns. I'm playing his single touchdown and his 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not at all afraid to lean into this because what changes to me? Like I don't really see anything changing, and they're not going to be able to run the ball. They're not going to hand the ball off and let Aaron Donald just bear hug your running back for a 1-yard gain over and over and over again. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock in with you.
Hopkins. I mean, his value is through the roof right now for this touchdown because for whatever reason, I think the perception is that Murray is, I'm still seeing Murray lines available everywhere. I'm looking at all this stuff, but so I'm hoping it's McCoy. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Yeah. The report I read yesterday, it seems like it's very uncertain, very unlikely that either starting quarterback, Stafford or Murray, will play, especially Stafford with the concussion, everything that happened with Tua. I'd be surprised if he played. Last game of the afternoon slate, Cowboys and Packers. We're down to 3.5 at FanDuel. I liked Green Bay at 4.5, 3.5. Boy, I'd hate to get beat by a half point. I didn't fire, so I probably missed my chance. I would still lean towards Packers. I know they haven't been great, but this seems like a little bit of value on Green Bay. Matt, start us off here, Packers and Cowboys.
Yeah. So you know how the world was on Aaron Jones last week? Because he owns them. He every time he absolutely kills the Lions. Well, he also kills the Cowboys, and he left that game with an ankle. And everybody's off Aaron Jones because he burned everybody last week. I'm buying right now low. I'm buying his anytime touchdown. I'm buying his 2 touchdowns because I think that's the way you attack this Cowboys team is run right at him and continue and like you said, this line movement towards the Packers is telling you that this is a bad spot for the Cowboys to go up there. It's cold up in Green Bay today. I think they say it's below 40 degrees. And so, yeah, let's see how the Cowboys do. I mean, how's Dak's thumb going to be, gripping that cold football? This is his first road game, I heard, since the injury, like, because he missed all of those games. This is the first time he'll be playing a road game, and it's out in the cold. Packers are backs against the wall at this point too. You know what I mean? Like if you lose this game, the season's over. So I think the Pack are the right side. I think they win the game outright, which might be a bold statement, but I'm leaning in on Aaron Jones props today. I think he has a massive game.
I'll be quick in mine. I'm going to be on the Dallas Cowboys. Packers team is toast, man. I think Dallas wins this game by double digits. Every week I want to say that I'm going to trust the Packers, and I keep saying this bounce back. It's a must win. They're just not a good football team. They have no weapons. It makes life easy when you know they're only going to be able to beat you on the ground. I think Dallas's game will travel a little bit well because they're going to rely heavily on the run. They're a run first team. So yeah, go ahead and give me the Cowboys -4.
All right. And the final game, it's the night game. I think we covered all the afternoon games, right? I believe we did. It is up to 7.5, 49ers and the Chargers. Boy, it's a lot of points for the Chargers. When you look a little deeper, you see why. The Chargers, as always, have a million injuries. The 49ers are healthy. They're rested. I think the 49ers are a great teaser piece. I'm not crazy about laying the 7.5. Brad, take us away here, the 49ers and the Chargers.
Yeah, I'll be quick. I'm going to go ahead and back Joshua Palmer. He cashed for us last week. By the button, by the way, guys. Holy smokes. If you got in line in during our show, you cashed. If you got it after the show, you lost, which is really unfortunate. 53.5. There's no Allen, no Williams for this game. They are looking to him as their primary target. With the spread set at 7.5, it indicates that they will be playing from behind. And I do believe they'll be playing from behind, throwing the ball more often. They're not going to want to run Eckler as much against this defensive line either. So give us good value, probably a good amount of targets for Palmer.
Matt?
Yeah, I think the Niners win this thing. The Chargers they're lacking weapons outside of Eckler that really scare you. I think we got Debo back too. This is the first time we're going to get to really see the McCaffrey, Debo, George
Shanahan's
Kittle.
got all his toys. He's got all his toys. Kittle, everything. Yeah, I'm with you.
I think the Niners. I just don't. That pass rush is going to get after Herbert.
Yeah.
This is a spot where the teaser, like you said, great spot. My favorite two teaser things. I like the Packers up and I like the Niners down. That's my favorite one. Oh, I also like the Lions up too. I mentioned that one I think when we were talking about it. But if the Chargers beat the Niners, I would be shocked.
Yes,
I would be shocked. So
I'll be okay with losing money.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, dude, I'm totally cool with losing money on that. So
I'd be shocked, but I wouldn't be okay losing money. I'm never okay losing money. You guys are out of your mind. You guys are drinking too early.
There's just certain spots where you're okay with it. You know what I mean? Like for me anyway, you're gonna lose bets, but it's about putting your money in on the spots. So if this team that has its top two wide receivers out, this defense is a significant. Like that Chargers O-line is banged up already. And then they don't have their top two pass catchers either. Like, how the hell are they going to score enough points? It's going to be tough. And now Herbert may make me eat those words, and I'm okay with that. But I think you play a Herbert pick. I think this is one of those plays where you play a Bosa sack and a Herbert pick. That little parlay that I like to do. I think that's a pretty good look. I want to play McCaffrey. What do you have? 3 total touchdowns last week. He's a machine, but maybe just parlay some Niner touchdown guys, like throw Debo and Kittle and McCaffrey together. I think they all can score today. So watch it be IU 2 touchdown night instead, though. Like.
Quick update: Seattle just intercepted Brady. It's 21-9. Tampa looked like with 6 minutes left, they're just going to run out
12. You're up 12, and you've they threw 3 of their last 4 plays were passing plays. I'm on Brady's under attempts, which now is all of a sudden sweaty. But Gino has 2 attempts on this drive already, so we only need about 5 more to cash.
Yeah, that was a bad pick too, right over the middle. I mean, that was a tough pick. As far as the spread drama though, Seattle missed the 2-point conversion last time, so they're down 12. If they got the 2, it'd be 10. They'd be driving here for the potential push if you got the 3s, but they're going to need 2 full touchdowns plus the extra points to win this game. So not over yet. Tampa's still in good shape, but a little drama as we wrap up. That's pretty much it. Brad, Matt, do you want to come up here with a Pickett play of the day? Anything you feel completely confident about? Actually,
Yeah,
before we
I'll
do
do
that, I
mine.
think we could probably summarize the best bets. I think I have Lions +3. Actually, Brad, you can start here. Your best bets, and then we'll come up with a Pickett play of the day.
Yeah, so my best bets: Justin Fields over 9.5 carries, Bears -3, Juju Smith-Schuster over 62.5, Joshua Palmer over 53.5, and the Golden Gym Carlson over 1.5 made field goals.
I'm going to go Lions +3, Browns +3.5, Cardinals +3. Matt?
Gosh, play the Packers money line.
Oh, man,
Let's do it.
All right.
I have to fix my headset to make sure I heard that correctly.
Wow.
Yep, Packers money line.
Circle the wagons. The Green Bay Packers are back after today. All right, I could see it. I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, look, it's the NFL. Wouldn't be shocked if anybody beats anybody. That's just the way it is. But appreciate it, guys. Thank you to Pickett Sports. Thank you to Go Boys. Hopefully we have a winning day as usual. We'll be back Wednesday to First and Golds, breaking down the Thursday night game. Don't know the top of my head what our Thursday night game is. I think is it Packers Titans this week?
It is Packers Titans.
All right.
Titans head to Green Bay.
All right. Looked a
Green
lot better
Bay
in
coming
August.
Off a nice win.
Yes.
It'll be tasty.
Yes.
Get some gosh, that talk about a slugfest. It might be snowing. Derrick Henry, Lambo.
They played in the snow game a couple years ago against each other.
Yeah, that'll be tasty. And then Monday night we got Commanders Eagles.
Yeah, that'll be the Commanders and the Eagles. I mean, that'll be pretty much what that is. Gino's taking off. Wow, we got a flag. So Seattle looks like they're going to get in the end zone here and at least have some drama. All right, boys. This was fun. Brad, Matt, thank you. Guys. Thank you to Pickett Sports. Guys, enjoy the games. Thank you for listening. See you next time.
Let's go Bucks.